One of the hardest things about writing deluge script code is that it has historically been very difficult in order to be able to track errors that happen during the function execution. When I first started, there wasn't even the ability to have try catch. When that came out a couple of years ago, it was a game changer for me. It made it way easier to be able to figure out if a function was breaking, and it would then allow me to take some action. Generally, the action that I wanted to take was to log those errors to a centralized location, because if I had this code installed in multiple CRMs, I wasn't going to be able to go in and check the function values tab. What I started out doing is I had a function that would use a click bot, and it would basically leave a message in my click account. I could read through and I could figure out what was going on. That worked okay initially when I only had a few people using it, but as my user base grew, it became increasingly difficult in order to be able to understand what was coming out of this fire hose of click. Because some days I would have tens of thousands of messages coming into the click. That makes it really, really difficult to work with. Therefore, what I switched to is using a dedicated error monitoring system called Sentry, where I'm able to use this code here to send my errors across to Sentry, and Sentry then categorizes them, groups them together, allows me to add tags. You can see here, for example, that I tag it with the user email address, the version of the extension. There are many other details that I could add in later as well. That means that it's much easier if someone reports a problem, I can quickly type in their organization's email address and I can figure out what's going wrong. I'll show you what it looks like. This is my Sentry instance here. I'm hosting it myself because I found with their SaaS plan, it just got super expensive. I was getting sometimes millions of errors per month, and to have all of them processed properly would have cost me over $1,000 per month. I got someone on Upwork to set up a self-hosted version of it, and that's been working very well. I spend about $80 per month on this, which is worth it for me. You can have a look here at this particular extension or this particular error that you can see the error is caused by something to do with a regular expression not working properly. And I know where that code is. That's actually very helpful. I'm going to be able to go in and fix up that problem. But I'd have no way of knowing that it was a problem, and also no way of knowing how bad a problem it was without having a tool like Sentry. I definitely recommend it, that if you need to know when your custom functions break, then you can use a tool like Sentry, or I've got a video as well on log DNA. That's another way that if you don't just want to log errors, if you want to have more generic real-time logging, and because sometimes, for example, info statements are a bit annoying to work with. You only get to see them at the end, and if your custom function takes a long time to run, that is not necessarily good enough. And you also can't, if you have a workflow that is running automatically, you can't get logs any other way. So I definitely encourage you to consider both logDNA if you are wanting to get non-error logs, and Sentry if you are wanting to capture errors.